and they should be able to hear us. I see. My level's going up and down.
Is my level going up and down?
Now it is.
Don't-
Now you began talking.
Don't hit your microphone, Conlan. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Yeah, we'll do our best with energy level.
Well, also volume level. You're home. Wait, no, your dad's upstairs, right?
Yeah, but he wakes up in 15 minutes, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I have people who don't wake up in 15 minutes upstairs. Hello. I'm trying to get better each time we do a disaster cast. Hey, this is DisasterCast, a D&D podcast where we sometimes talk about D&D.
D&D.
We did it in the beginning.
I'm Conlan, one of the co-founders of Nat Disaster.
And I'm Brian, the other co-founder.
And head writer.
True.
And I'm director of
I have a head,
photography,
and I do
director
like
of sound, director of production, production assistant, sound guy, cameraman.
AKA, we don't have a team. It is just us.
It is like 80% for the tech side, 80% me, and then for the writing, 80% Brian.
All my tech stuff is like D&D Beyond, Roll20, like those things for the game. Conlan is everything else.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you know what? Let's look behind the veil. Let's open the veil.
Ooh, let's go beyond the disaster.
That's good. We're gonna go. Oh, I wish we had a little transition now. Now I wish I had a transition. I wish we thought about this ahead of time. A little transition says beyond the disaster. And it's just a train flying off of a bridge.
That scene of us laughing has to be the thumbnail and the title. DisasterCast 26, Beyond the Disaster.
Yeah. So we do this thing called
where we just like to record ourselves talking to each other.
Well, that is what DisasterCast is. That's beyond the DisasterCast, it is just we try and find 2 hours and do this. We're toxically bad at it.
Yeah, it's everybody.
What, like 6 months since our last one.
Yeah, well, we've had a busy year, dude.
Dude, it's been a busy summer. It's been a busy summer. It never stopped. You know, I got married. You bought a home.
And that consumed the rest of the year.
We had so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm still not even done with the house. But
no, there's so many things.
At least we got this done.
Well, the key is how people live in houses is you get to a point of livability, and then you kind of just slowly make better until things break, and then it goes down a little, then it goes up a little, then it goes down a little.
Yeah.
No house is ever perfect. That doesn't happen.
We're still on the level of doing the tasks we said we needed to do after we bought the house, like install the water heater, because our water heater is fine. It just was last installed in 2012, and our inspector was like, you should probably change that soon, and we have it. It's just, there's drama going on in the side of my family, where the uncle is the only one who's not a cause of the drama, but he's stuck in the middle of it, and he's the plumber. He said, oh, I'll help you install that, and then his family imploded, so...
So he's just like, we gotta wait for the implosion to be over, I'm sorry.
I'm like, it's fine. I gotta figure out how to get the $700 rebate from that, though.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Yeah,
I don't know how rebates work. For those of you out there who may watch this one day in the younger generation, adult things eventually catch up with you. I now need to worry about mortgages, getting rebates and, all that bullshit. It's fun.
It's okay. I still haven't filed my taxes.
That's the one thing I forgot to mention. I was like, I should probably mention taxes too, but I already ended my sentence. Thank you, Conlan.
They're due, I think, tomorrow. My tax attorney has emailed me 3 times in the last week. Now I've been like, I don't have anything together. Because this is the first time I'm doing my taxes as an independent contractor.
Hmm.
So I haven't even looked at the form to know what I need.
Is that
And
on
I
your
still have to
task
go find all
list
my
for today?
paychecks.
Is that on your task list for today?
Yeah, that's something I should do.
Uh,
Remember,
gotta
I'm
go
going to
back.
owe the federal government money.
Gotta go back to the best and worst advice I've ever been given in my life. If it wasn't for the last minute, nothing would ever get done.
This is how he's lived his life and is the source of almost all of Brian's problems.
And somehow I'm still doing pretty good.
We both are winging it pretty heavily, and we still have homes, which is pretty impressive for people who
It's
literally just wing it.
it's like that meme that I saw where the first 18 years of your life are the free trial. Then from 19 until 29 is realizing that you know absolutely nothing about how to play the game and you're just swinging your sword randomly, doing your best. And then 30 and beyond is like, well, we've made it this far doing that, so.
Eh, entertain for 1 second. I need to go get cough stuff because my throat's getting all grossy.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't want your throat getting all grossy. It's
I'm gonna
already
start
gross enough.
coughing to death slowly, and that will be a problem. So you can tell about your side of the creative process because we're going beyond the disaster.
Well, it's not that exciting. It's Microsoft Word. But but no, I mean, this is one thing I can do. The evolution of me behind the scenes writing. The first time ever, way back in the day, with in-person sessions, dear God, 4 years ago, when we first started this BS. This, I'm sure you guys would have seen it in the background all the time, was my binder with that on the front page has the map of the Duress province. Ooh. Ah, thank you to a friend who I no longer speak to because you betrayed me.
I like phrasing it that way because you betrayed me. Not that, like, obviously I know the context, so, like, that's a dead correct
I mean,
assessment.
I don't give a shit if he ever watches this. I'm not gonna say his name, but you said the only reason you would not be friends with her was if she cheated on me. She cheated on me, and you still decided to be her friend. Fuck you.
It's because he wanted to sleep with her.
Yeah, at this point he probably has already. I wouldn't be surprised, but
I don't know what. I think he's still being cucked. That's my opinion.
probably. I mean, apparently she's
I
engaged again, but that's a whole
Oh
other
yeah, they're
thing.
fully engaged. Her and Ben, or the fuck his name is. I won't give context to who she is, but I'll say her fiance's name. Because mostly he's a good dude.
I mean, I'm
Best of luck,
contractually
dude.
obligated to say fuck. I'm contractually obligated to say fuck that guy, but whatever.
I don't know. I hope him good luck. She's crazy. You're fucked.
Good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck. But after that big hulky boy, which is barely holding together, that big hulky boy, there are so many pages that, you know, on a 3-ring binder where like 2 of the rings of the piece of paper have broken, and you're like, that one on the bottom is just doing its best to keep the paper there. Yeah, there's a lot of that like that. I have to eventually copy that over to online so I don't lose half of that shit.
Right, you do know they sell little stickers that go over the rings to fix them, right?
Yeah, but that's extra things I need to buy and then manage and then remember. So,
Okay, I'm just trying to help.
thank you, thank you. I'm the problem. It's me.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Afterwards, I wrote in this smaller binder, which has all of the information for Is This the City and things like that, including my wonderful Zestallion map that it took me the entire summer of 2020 to do this entire map, and it's the half of the reason why we did the Humblewood campaign before Zista is because I didn't have Zista mapped out yet, and I needed to do that in the background of the Humblewood stuff. And then it took me like 3 or 4 months to get everything down, but I did it. I made a map. And then, yeah, everything after that has been on Microsoft Word, which is infinitely more organized. And I can find things by remembering what session they're in instead of flipping through a page and saying, I think I wrote about it here.
Yeah, because before it used to just be a stream of consciousness.
I had tabs, but the tabs didn't separate sessions. They separated, like, bracket-related information, Chiron-related information, Nock, Jinrash, Naresh, all your individual character information, characters that you can meet in certain towns and places in the region, magic items, and a bunch of other stuff. And, oh, I can't forget gods. I put down all the gods, because, you know, you kind of need to know the gods. But yeah, that's beyond the disaster of how I have handled writing things in the expanse of Nat Disaster. Conlan, how about your tech stuff?
I just fight with OBS.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody understands that because that's like the first thing we complain about in every single session.
Yeah, OBS never saves settings. I don't know why. It's not the only... Admittedly, for some reason on Windows, audio is just broken on Windows. Always has been. Always will be, probably. We're never going to figure out why.
But it's Microsoft, so...
Like, I'm just happy that most of the time when I turn on my computer, it picks the right speaker output. So I'm like, okay, cool, I can use my computer. But like, when it comes to OBS, always picks the wrong one. Always picks the wrong mic inputs. I don't know why. I've never figured out why. It always picks it, especially if I've restarted my computer since last time we played. We usually play in such a long cycle. I definitely have restarted my computer since then. When we were playing weekly, I had like a couple of weeks where I'd be like, yeah, everything's good. And then there'd be a week everything was broken.
Mm-hmm. So much changes in 3 weeks. Your computer just forgets everything.
Well, it's because, we get a Windows update like once a month. And then you have like all the other driver updates. I try and do them all at like the same time, essentially. Just because I'm like, I don't want to have to reset my computer several times. I'm one of those bad people. Can I highlight over? Will it tell me how many tabs I have? Oh yeah, both of us are blurry. Because that's what we want to be, right? Is blurry. It's not telling me right now. I have like 400 tabs open right now.
Oh, holy shit! This blurriness is like bothering me.
Oh yeah, it won't go away for some reason. Our computer's just neat.
Oh yeah, we're bitching about them right now. So
now
they're like, okay, fuck you. I'm gonna have a worse resolution for you.
Let's see. 14 tabs, 24 tabs, 35 tabs, 29 tabs, 18 tabs, 5 tabs. That's on one of my sign-ins for Chrome. I have 8 Chrome accounts signed into this computer. I really only use 3 Chrome accounts at the same time. Maybe I'll use 4 sometimes. I am a tab master.
I think you're the problem. It's you.
Oh, I know I'm the problem. I was singing to that to people all summer. I'm the problem. It's me.
That song came out by Taylor Swift, and everybody in the world was just like, "Oh, I thought you were raising your hand too."
No.
Switching your face.
Yeah, no. My skin is really irritated today for some reason. So like, I hate wearing my headphones right now. It is irritating the crap out of my sideburns.
Mm-hmm.
They're screaming for no reason. But yeah, in terms of the tech side, a lot of it is just setting stuff up in software. The way we do stuff for hardware is purposely easy. There is hardware issues we have too. For our streaming PC, I can go walk and get it because, slide all that. Normal people can just go walk over and grab an extra computer. So this is the streaming PC.
That has built-in handles on the top of it.
It does have handles. Do you like my handles? They're from Amazon. I I was building this PC. I ripped the top off of it so that way it had better cooling than the original top this thing had, which is shitty. And I measured these holes. I was like, I wonder if these are a standard handle size because they're like 110 millimeters or something like that. I looked it up, and yep, 110 millimeter, 120 millimeters, whatever this is a standard handle size for drawer handles. So I was like, I can just order them. So I just did.
So those are just drawer handles?
These are just drawer handles. The
Oh
only
my
thing
god.
special is the back one has some washers, so that way your fingers could fit underneath it. This one, there's a hole directly underneath it, so you can fit your hand in it real easy.
You know what you should do? You should sell those as a product online.
I don't think anyone wants this case. This case sucks dick. I hate this case. But yeah, here's the streaming PC. In it, I have had to put an extra USB card because there's not enough USB ports on this motherboard.
I love how while you're doing this though, it was showing the reflection of the American flag.
Oh yeah, there's a giant American flag behind me, or behind my computer.
Beyond the disaster.
Oh, beyond the camera, there is 5 American flags just sitting around near my desk.
People will remember that if they watched our original season.
Yes. You can see all of those in the background.
Yeah,
behind Brian's head.
In the background of wonder. Which let's think about how many backgrounds have I had in.
Brian, you've had the most backgrounds by far of any character, I think, because half the time Callum doesn't have his screen up, so we don't know where he is. If he had his camera on all the time, Callum would be kicking your ass because he likes to wander while he plays.
Oh yeah, he does not have a set spot like the rest of us. He's just like, no, the house is my the house is my playing field.
Well, it's because sometimes he's like, hey, I'm gonna go have a cigarette outside, so I'll go sit on the deck and play here on the deck for a little bit.
Callum, stop smoking cigarettes.
Why are we supposed to be telling them to do that? I don't know.
Trying to make him his lungs healthier.
That's just like one vice that gets him through. We all got our vices.
Wait, I had the original background. I had the first super sexy solo session background. Then I had my first COVID background. My second COVID background.
Yeah. As we switched up how his computer, so we got him a desk.
Mm-hmm.
He was originally had his whole computer set up on boxes.
No, actually, hold on. So no, the first ever was boxes.
Oh yeah, then we moved to a table, right?
And I got a foldable table to give myself actual space to like play on with D&D. Then we built me the desk in there, which then I stopped being in that room. And I ended up moving in and living with Sam, but then I continued using that background for our sessions until I officially moved my computer over to there, and then moving the computer over to here, and then hybrid sessions in the garage. I've had a lot of different backgrounds. You have been right here.
I've had this background.
When you were on that couch back over there.
Yeah, the couch background, which I think I still used even during a couple of our sessions when we were like sitting in here. So I stayed on the same background. And then for hybrid sessions, we use my background. Which, by the way, has changed. You guys haven't seen it yet because we haven't had a hybrid since I redid the garage. But now, Brian's hasn't changed because he sits in front of the garage door. You guys just can't really easily tell that because we put a cloth behind him, but he's just sitting in front of the garage door.
Yeah, our studio is so great, guys.
Our studio is this room, which is like a den, and the garage.
One day, Conlan. One day we'll have a studio.
I dream that would ever happen, but there's many days I seriously doubt that will ever happen.
Yeah, we gotta get that LLC, baby.
Well, the biggest problem is a lot of us are moving further away. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because Vicky's looking for apartments, and they're not only looking in this area; they're looking in other areas
they're
where they're
expanding into like I believe New York, right?
upstate Albany area, upstate New York, and stuff. Because their significant other Matt, his degree allows him to get jobs in. I don't remember what field it's in. I remember it's some kind of tech field, but I don't remember what it is in. If it's like software development or whatever.
He's a smart computer guy.
Yeah, he's a computer. But his computer science degree of whatever type it is can get him jobs in a lot of places. So if they move somewhere, it's easy for him to get a job immediately, and then Vicky to then get a full-time job as well. So that's why they're looking at a bunch of places. Is why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Callum is always far away, but he might be moving back to New York, so.
That'd be convenient.
And then, what is it, in less than 2 years, Andrew has to decide where he's gonna live.
Yeah, Andrew's has a huge toss-up of does he stay near Massachusetts? There's some part of him that wants to come down here to Connecticut. There's parts of him that just want to move closer to where his current job is. Like, he's bounced around all kinds of options for that.
And then there's current him that was just like, maybe I want to travel for a couple of years.
Yeah, which is a reasonable want, because, like, when you're young, if you have the money to do so, that's the time to do it.
Mm-hmm. And then last but not least, we got Brian Maines. Brian Maines down in Florida.
Yep.
Which, here's a DisasterCast secret. I am trying to persuade him to come back next session because he survived and I want him to rejoin playing with you guys.
I hope he does.
Comments, you also in the next couple days try to convince him to come on Thursday.
I'll try and remind him. Me and Brian the past couple weeks just haven't been talking much just because we've been busy.
Yeah, well, maybe this
I've also, like, stopped using Snapchat, which is the primary way I talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was acting glitchy for a couple days, and I was just like, okay, I don't got the patience for this bullshit. Because Snapchat's a very poorly made app.
Snapchat's getting worse. I miss...
Every update, it gets worse. It doesn't, it's like the first update, it makes it way worse, and then they have an update that kind of fixes it, but doesn't solve everything, and they just keep doing that. So now, like, the app that we had in high school, which worked all the time, isn't the app we have now.
Yeah, honestly, they're making so many changes to try to stay relevant with the newer generation and keeping things up with, like, the tech and where everything's at, but I miss just Snapchat. Just it was simple, it worked, there wasn't 10 million different filter faces that you can do and things that break
I don't even want it to turn on. If I could disable that, I would. Because sometimes it just causes my phone to lag out because I've accidentally clicked on the filter. And it's like, oh, you want a filter? I need to load all of them in the background now. And you're just like, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm. And then if I accidentally scroll to the page with the snap map, and then it's trying to load every single person on my friends list's location, and I'm like, no, I didn't even mean to come here. I don't care where people are.
You've just moved the snap map to somewhere less convenient. Yeah, I click on it accidentally all the time. Well, because let me get onto my normal account for Snapchat instead of my test account. So for, like, normal Snapchat, obviously it starts you off on the main screen, and then as you're clicking in, how they changed the buttons on the bottom, where now it's easy to hit the snap map because that's where the home button is, and that's not where it used to be.
Good job not showing the snap map so people don't know your exact location.
Oh yeah, I know. But so I also didn't show any of my actual contact information because I have people who probably don't want their names on our stream on my Snapchat that are my friends. Like, half of the friends on here that, like, I can see right now are people who have been on our stream before, so, like, it's fine. But, like, there's people who are my scout friends and stuff who probably don't want their Snapchat name on the internet.
Say, Air, look, I just randomly scrolled on Snapchat and then somehow the screen moved to a chat with Team Snapchat. I don't know how I got here or why, but apparently Team Snapchat thought they needed to have conversation with me.
Oh, it's just like, so what's really frustrating is now for like stories, which is one of the reasons I've stopped using Snapchat, is now they play ads between your friends' stories no matter
Oh
what
my
page
God.
you're on.
I hate that. Ads are freaking everywhere unless you pay for the premium version.
I'm pretty sure you have ads still in the premium version.
I Everything
I
has a
find it
subscription
like I didn't
nowadays.
mind the ads that much. I was like, okay, whatever. I get you need to make money, whatever. The ads don't like because they weren't that disruptive at least. But the problem is now, after you're done going through your friend's stories, it sends you to the Discover page without saying anything.
What, like
So
what is
say I get through my friend's Snap stories. At the end of that, it then begins showing you the stuff in the Discover page
Oh, gotcha. Okay. For some reason, my head
because they're
went to
trying to keep you
discover
on the app.
like the Discovery Channel. I'm like,
Uh,
why would it go directly to the Discovery Channel's
that would
story
be
on
such a
Snapchat?
me problem to. Conlan, I think that's just you hit subscribe to the Discovery Channel Snapchat.
Uh, I was
Actually,
confused by what
no.
you
What's
said.
obnoxious is the one like Snapchat that's like a corporation I follow doesn't show up on my Snap feed anymore. And I know they're still posting, and that's NASA. I have NASA on Snapchat. I don't see jack shit from them anymore.
Ooh, so is Snapchat uh showing their true colors? Is Snapchat against NASA and everything they're doing?
In reality, I think they just changed how corporate Snapchats work. So I think they just moved to a part of the app that I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they've actually done anything with malice. I think they just kept changing the app, and I never checked to see where they're moving the corporate Snapchats to. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
just gone. And I'm like, huh, I do miss seeing NASA stuff occasionally. I wonder where that went. And I've just never tried to find it because I don't like the app enough to fight with it.
Yeah. I
like,
only follow I only follow a couple corporations and then some few people. There's just too much news out there to like follow everything before your life just becomes listening to the news.
dude, that is essentially my life recently.
I mean, big shit's been happening in the news. We knew we were going to talk about this. Conlan, what just happened? Yesterday? 2 days ago?
So it happened on Saturday. So let me preface this because this will end up on YouTube. Twitch does not care, but YouTube does care about these kind of conversations, so I'm not going to be overly specific, and I'm going to minimize my own opinions.
Do you think
This,
YouTube is paying attention to us?
well, I'm just saying because there are people who upload their YouTube videos and like aren't big channels, and they get their stuff fucking nuked because they talk about certain conflicts. If you talk about COVID wrong, like if you make a joke that's overly misinformation-y about COVID, they'll remove your video.
Jeez.
So like it's one of those. The AI doesn't care except about very specific things, and it will nuke you for those things. uh, recently, the Hamas terrorist group, who is in control of the Gaza Strip, but do not represent all the people of the Gaza Strip, attacked into Israel, killing hundreds of Israeli citizens with very little retribution at that moment. They even kidnapped people. It was bad. It's like the 101 of what you don't do to garner support for your cause.
Especially in the age of cell
Social
phones.
media and stuff like that. When the Hamas terrorists are putting on their social media, them kidnapping people, guys. Because it was on their social media and stuff. Like, it ended up on X and stuff like that. Actual people's accounts of them running through the streets in Israel, stealing families. There's video of it.
Thanks,
Lots of
Elon
it.
Musk.
Because everyone has a smartphone now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the poorest of poor people on the planet have smartphones. It's crazy because how cheap they can be made. And like you can have a very cheap but decent, quality camera in an amazing way nowadays with how technology is.
But Apple and Samsung and everything charges $1,500.
Well, these people are using a used iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 or whatnot. They are getting the hand-me-downs, which were flagship phones, but now still are okay. Like, they're survivable, and if that's what you got, that's what you got. So that happened Saturday. Israel then sent their IDF, which is Israeli Defense Force, to push everyone back into Gaza. That was from the terrorist group, and currently there still are a whole bunch of hostages being held in the Gaza Strip by Hamas. Unfortunately, the Israeli military has cut off all food, all trade, all everything to the Strip, which means like water, electricity, cellular data, everything is being cut off. And Egypt has also closed their border crossing with the Strip, and it looks like it's going to be a bloodbath, and Israel is going to give retribution for what happened.
No, it looks like my plan to go to Egypt next year is probably not going to happen.
I would not travel to the Middle East next year, no. Actually, if you're going to Cairo, you should be fine. Like, realistically, is Israel and Egypt's... That's one reason Egypt closed their border crossing, is recently they've actually began trading with Israel for the first time in a long time because they've never been very friendly countries with each other. But the U.S., Saudi Arabia, and other countries have been trying to make this area more stable by being like, hey, open up conversations with each other and whatnot. And it's been working in some of these countries. But so Egypt's like, we're not getting involved.
You seemed cool, but like, dude.
It's like, we don't want to give our opinion because you're not going to like it.
And is Egypt more powerful?
Let's put it this way. Egypt believes they're more powerful. But every time Israel and Egypt have gone to war with each other, Egypt's gotten their world rocked by Israel. And like, in a way that you're like, that doesn't make sense. Like, world rocked. And one of the wars is, like, Egypt lost a lot of territory. Because Egypt was able to run Israel was able to run a counteroffensive from the border all the way to the Suez Canal, which is a couple hundred miles.
Yeah.
And they held that territory for a while. They fucked up global shipping for months. It might have been years, actually.
I love how you know all, like, all, like, Middle Eastern country wars and everything. You know so much more about history, because you just, like, read something and get obsessed with it. Like, how do you know about all this stuff?
I spent years... Well, you guys were all talking in social studies. I was literally reading the book. Looking at every picture of every diagram of all kinds of different wars. I just like geopolitics. Like, it's a hobby, and I've realized that maybe I could have actually gotten, like, a degree in it. But I feel like if I had to sit there and do it for class, I wouldn't have fun with it.
I think you could be a world leader.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a little hasty to be aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little aggressor.
As stated, with this whole conflict that's still ongoing with Israel-Palestine thing.
One last thing. Sometimes you need a little aggressor and leader. That's why you have your, like, assistant that, like, is there to just be like, hey, buddy.
Calm down. Dude. Yeah, you're a good chief of staff. Actually, one of the most powerful people on the planet is the chief of staff of any major politician.
Mm-hmm.
Because their job is to be in charge of that person. That's what being chief of staff means. You're in charge of, say, the chief of staff of the president. You're in charge of the president. You make sure his itinerary happens. You make sure his safety happens. You do all the middle. You are the king of middle management. You're the god of middle management.
I'll be your middle management god if you ever become,
something
into politics and something.
I don't know if I ever will. I have enough, like, overhead old crap that could be brought up against me from like my past that I'm just like, maybe not a good idea. So yeah, that's conflicts ongoing. Obviously, the ongoing Ukraine war, the war in Ukraine, of Russia's war. Let me phrase it as the Ukrainians want it to be said: Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. We'll do the actual proper phrasing because my opinion is obvious.
Mhm.
Watch previous videos. I may have made my opinion obvious on the Ukraine war. As stated, the Israel-Palestine thing is a way more complicated conflict, and is also like we're talking about over 100, almost 100 years of history, over 100 years of history of what's going on there, and technically thousands of years of history in terms of like the actual peoples who lived there, who are from both areas, who've been there for so long and hate each other. Like, this is not a new problem. This is an old problem that's just getting worse. And validly getting worse.
Hey, Conlan, if we could either take a break or if you can entertain, I have to give Klaus his first round of medication, one of my morning tasks.
How long do you think that will take?
2 minutes, 3 minutes most.
Okay. We'll go to break real quick because I'll go pee.
Cool.
We'll be back in a second, guys. Once I figure out, there it is, intermission. We have, in theory, returned.
With a cupcake.
I also have food, but I have to go get it from the corner over there. You can see it. I have a Danish. But only one of us can get at a time, so I'll wait.
Danish, quite nice. Fancy.
Danish.
I'm with the peasants. I got a cupcake. Ooh, common. Before we get back to anything again, because I have about 20 minutes and then I have to get ready for work. I wanted to show you something because I think it's hilarious. Sam is like, you already have one, but I'm like, but I have another one now.
What did you buy?
So I didn't buy anything. My friend got it for me for free. So I have my Juggernaut mini fridge, but now
I assume he has another mini fridge of some kind. What's great is we can all hear the ruffling of you running into the garage to find something. It's very funny. Oh, you got the Xbox mini fridge?
My friend at work was trying to sell it and nobody wanted it. So he was like, do you want the Xbox mini fridge? And I'm like, yes.
Brian, are you going to slowly put lots of very small mini fridges all over the house?
No, they're just all going to be around my desk. Brian, do you have a soda within reach of anywhere you can be on this desk? Yes.
I think it would be funny if you just started trying to hide them without telling Sam and just kept taking... Just out of nowhere, you just have a drink and she's like, you didn't get up.
The problem with her is she's way too perceptive. She would notice if I put anything in the house. It would have to be hidden. And I don't currently have too many places that are convenient that I can hide a mini fridge, so...
Once the house is more decorated, it'll be easier.
This will be a long-term goal. I'll wait. I'll bide my time.
Sam's gonna be like, why is there 30 mini fridges in the freaking garage? Don't worry about it. Don't.
Just never mentions it again.
Don't worry about it. Ain't your problem.
You'll know one day.
Oh my god.
So, this is a podcast where we sometimes talk about D&D.
Yeah, go to D&D if you got some D&D.
We are playing in 2 days.
Yes.
Which is more like 2.5 days because it's 4:48 in the morning.
Whatever.
Tuesday.
The point is, on Thursday we're playing.
And yeah, Conlan, what are your thoughts on where you... I am dying apparently after eating a cupcake.
That was too much. Threw off your whole
body.
rhythm. Aging body.
Conlan, what are your thoughts on where the Lucky Sink were left off after last session?
Well, where were we heading to normals? Is that what we were doing?
Yeah, you guys survived Delson's apartment because you were getting attacked by water elementals.
Actually, I minimally got attacked by anything because I said, fuck that shit.
Guys, that is 4 water elementals. Why are we even, like... like, can we beat them? Maybe. Do I want to risk it? No.
Yeah.
And then there's Ealeen.
I'm gonna fist fight them all at the same time.
Because
you can't fist fight them, dude. They're water elementals.
Well, my god says I must fight against elementals. Just have a grasp of the situation.
I feel like we need to make his instructions much more specific. Like he needs like instructional flow charts of how to do things and everything. If this happens, you do either this or this, and then if you pick this, you do this or this.
Mm-hmm.
Restart on chart here to chart B.
You gotta lay out the plan. Um, but yeah, then you guys survived that. Everybody, the white beam continued on to the extent of the city. And then people started coming out of their houses into the storm, uh, with the elementals all gone, and herds of people were heading towards the inner ring of the city, while you guys were like, we're gonna go opposite direction. Let's head to normals.
Well, if this means this much chaos and we're not supposed to be moving around, it's a good time to move around.
hmm
Also, like, we'll figure out those answers later. That's not. It's one of those things where, even in real life, I see everyone going, "Oh, an event." I'm like, I can look that up on Twitter later. Who gives a shit?
You don't want to experience it in real time, Colin.
It depends on the context, but if I have something more important to me to do, I'll go do that.
Rain is like, I was the main event last night. I'll hear the main event of today in the news.
Yeah, I'll deal with that problem. Not now.
I lived the news yesterday.
I was the main character.
On this day, I can claim myself as the main character of life.
Yeah, I was the lead cast.
But what's Rain expecting at normals? Or
She's
are
not
you just
expecting
going
anything.
anything everybody else wants?
She wants to get through that task so she can move on with her day.
And
She'd also like breakfast, but everything's closed.
Everything is closed.
It's one of those things. Well, I was watching a review of one of the recent Looney Tunes shows, and it was the concept that like Daffy doesn't come from an ingredients household. Everything would be microwave dinners. Yeah, Rain's the same thing. Rain knows how to cook, but like she goes out to eat for all of her meals because being in the house and relaxing there on a non-specific like I'm relaxing today day is a day she's losing money by not being outside the house trying to steal and con people. Like her being outside, she can just earn the money for her dinner by pickpocketing people and being like, I guess I'm going to dinner. Oh wow, I got 6 gold. We're going to a fancy dinner tonight.
So she takes your laziness of not wanting to cook your own meals.
Oh yeah, she knows how to cook, but she's like, there's restaurants everywhere.
Why would I cook when someone can do it for me?
There are professional chefs all over the city. Why would I cook when I could have much better food from one of the professional chefs all over the city? It's the concept is, I bet the food in Zista's pretty decent for like even it being a medieval-esque city. Is it seems they're getting in good ingredients from the outer regions and it's pumping into the city pretty heavily. So it's like it seems the food quality is probably pretty high in the city.
Yeah, and especially with seafood.
Yeah. So.
Just so you know, there is on the way to normals down that little side street. Andy and Serenity found a nice little cafe on that street. So Andy's gonna know about that when you're walking down that way. And I have left them open for the night, but they are flooded with people right now.
Okay, there's like, but everyone, because they're the only open restaurant, and because I have a feeling a lot of people in the city do the same thing. Where if they earn enough money to eat out, they just do that because like that's one less thing you have to have in your house, and it means you can not worry about the kitchen in your house and have a small little kitchen, but have a bigger other space in the house. Like I bet lots of people, because it's such a dense urban area, just don't cook.
Yeah, and also there might have been problems with a lot of people's like water or other sources of power in the city be overnight.
Well, yeah, because all the flooding and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to know the reason why Rain couldn't get hot water is the source of the hot water? Water elementals basically got inside it and destroyed it.
Oh. So essentially, what you're telling me is Delson needs a new hot water heater.
Yes. Last session was secretly the, hey, let's cause problems for Nelson now that he wants to put his apartment on the
Dude, Delson's
market.
gonna have to hire like a lot of contractors. There's damage to the place. Like, besides the damage from like the storm, like there's the
His
damage we've caused.
his magical water heater is broken. His back window is broken. His door is still broken. You guys just temporarily fixed that from earlier in the
I know.
day. There is a leak in the ceiling on the bottom floor, so that means that it's leaking in not from the roof or something. Somewhere is leaking and then getting to that level and leaking into the house there.
Yeah. It like I still need to move in, so I need all my crap to get moved in too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do modifications to my apartment, so it's like
It's
for
like,
fuck's
all right,
sake.
Delson.
Delson's about to have a mess.
Delson, if I'm paying you rent.
Well, that's the thing Rain has to do today. I have to find a mover. Is any movers working today on the day of the apocalypse just kind of happened?
I mean, possibly, but one thing that I just thought of is you know somebody who has a carriage who you had planned as your escape vehicle from the gala last night, and that never happened. So you know a guy who was gonna be your escape vehicle, so you can always probably try to send word for him. I just forgot what name he had.
Not important. Carriage Kid is okay.
Yeah.
Guy who was okay in bed. Guy who was okay.
Yeah, I forgot where you spoke to him again. You spoke to him at
I
some
met him at the
point.
bar.
Which bar?
I'm very sure I met him at the bar after the fights. We went home together.
Oh, right, yes. And then ran into him again, like, the next day. He was one of your drivers. Oh, he was the driver, I believe, from Delson's house over to where the gala was.
That's possible. I think we probably did that. I don't remember.
We have had, how many? 46 normal sessions, so that means over 50 sessions in the heist. We've had a lot of content.
Dude, it's been such a good campaign, and I feel this is something that I was talking to Vicky about the other day, where it's gonna feel kind of weird because we've played the heist characters for so many sessions, where
3
it's gonna
years.
feel really weird because we know them better than we know our main campaign. Like the main campaign doesn't feel like the main campaign anymore. But the heist characters were built for not all of them were built to be temporary, but like the majority were originally built as temporary characters.
Yeah, because we were planning to just play them while we had to social distance, but then the campaign got more in depth
And really good.
and good. I was gonna say we all fell more in love with the characters and what was going on, so we put more side quests into it. Thank you, Callum.
I don't think we chose side quests; they just happened.
And also too, it became less realistic for us to just meet up in your basement every single weekend because getting older now.
Well, yeah. Well, besides COVID, so that killed that for the main campaign. We all changed how all of our schedules worked since COVID's happened. All of us have completely different life schedules than we used to have. And there's just so much, like, people have moved far away, because you got Maines now, lives in Florida, people are scattered to the wind, so we couldn't do in-person sessions anymore, really. Like, when we're doing them, it's only me, you, and Vicky, because we're the only people who are anywhere near each other. Anyone else would have to travel for hours to get to us.
Andrew has done it like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
He's been down for a couple in-person ones, but then again, yeah, he still has to drive about 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2.5 hours. Like, that's a long time. And
so now that we're still doing this, and it doesn't seem realistic to get back to what we were doing with those characters originally, we gotta learn to carry those characters on our in whatever format we can do now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna bring back the main campaign characters. It'll be interesting to to play Bracket because I've recently been trying to think more in like Bracket's head better because I know we're getting closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where, in doing that, I've created a secondary headcanon.
How so?
So, in this headcanon, the best way to describe it is the thought that in one of the parallel, because we're very much parallel universe theorying all of the shit that's happening in these worlds. Because me and you are very much parallel universe theory believers and stuff like that. As
what if?
We both love what if. That's our improv prompt. That's
the best question out there.
Yeah.
What if?
So I have a headcanon one where you know how Bracket comes back right before 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's at his war, like between, was it 2000 January 1st of 2000 until December 31st of 2019. That's the time that he's in our world, right?
Roughly, I would have to go look back at the dates from there to see exactly, but it's quite possible. I don't remember exactly.
I don't know if it's exactly on New Year's or whatnot.
I feel like I was originally wanting it to start in the 90s, so Brackett can say he was from the 90s. But I think we eventually.
It might have been early. It might have been before the new millennium. But you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 20 years.
I wanted him to be there for Y2K.
But yeah, he was there for Y2K. So no, you're right. He's a little. Maybe he came in 1998 or whatever. You know, he had a year to get acclimated to it, and then heard about Y2K. Was like, wait, everything's gonna end? Fuck.
Mm-hmm. The world's ending again?
Yeah, I just survived a world-ending event.
And I don't even remember it.
Yeah, like he just has dread. So at that split, one of the rains from one of the other timelines gets dragged into our world. So around essentially from the same period of time, like pre-heist.
Oh, you wanted to have a outside their dimension fall in love story, and then they get sent back in. Okay.
No, that's not why I was playing with this. This rain is just in our world. She has to react to. Imagine showing up and COVID immediately happening.
She comes in as Bracket disappears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She comes in as Bracket disappears.
Oh, it's January 1st, 2020. Oh, what's this disease that's
like I'm hearing about? And then it happens. Like
China.
But imagine being a person who's not supposed to be there in the United States during COVID.
Oh my god.
Like she goes through a rough bit.
This world's more fucked. Take me back.
This is not pleasant. Like, admittedly, she's coming from a world where the world's falling apart. Because it's the same timeline that Bracket's from, where the things are going badly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been thinking about just that, like, the concept of how Rain would react to, like, the war in Ukraine. I feel like she would go to Ukraine to fight.
Just who's this Vladimir Putin guy?
Well, remember, she would have a whole 6 months in COVID. Being forced to be isolated.
And watching our sessions on YouTube.
Yeah, watching our sessions on YouTube.
Oh, that's how she has inside knowledge on Bracket.
It's just, I've been thinking about it as a funny, like, concept of, like, how one of our characters would react to what we've been through now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine 6 months. You'd have 6 months just stuck in an apartment. By yourself. You have no friends. You have nothing. You're not from here. And you're just stuck. She'd be perpetually reading the internet. Like, that's all you'd have time to, like, the only thing you'd do.
Mm-hmm. She would stay up.
That Rain does have an OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Rain would have an OnlyFans. We all know she's like, that's money left on the table.
Yeah. Well,
she wouldn't, like, religiously do it. She'd be like, gotta make some cash.
Mm-hmm. that is a perfect way to end our DisasterCast. Rain's OnlyFans.
She's of all the characters we have, she's the one character that would do that.
100% she'd make bank.
She'd make money because she's like, I'm hot.
So that means you would, Conlan, if that's happening, you would be able to find it out there right now because she would exist. So, you know,
If our stories came to life, Brian, if we were that detached from reality.
No, that's what I said. If there's only one way you wanted to check to make sure.
That means the time is like some kind of loop that frightens me, and I'd be like,
And that's what drives you over the edge to suicide.
I hope not. That'd be unpleasant for everyone.
No, we are against suicide. Call the suicide helpline.
Yeah, call people. Don't.
Well, that was more depressing than I wanted to end this disaster.
Everyone, go look up Rain's OnlyFans. We're working on it. We're getting some artists.
If anybody finds it, let us know.
Imagine that's a project we did. That'd be so fucked up.
I'm Ryan. That's Conlan. Signing off for DisasterCast 26. Have a good night, guys. Or good morning.
Good morning.